Er 34 Jahre alt, er kommt aus Bremen, ist aktuell die Nummer 155 der Weltrangliste. Wir drücken ihm die Daumen. Berndt! Berndt tritt an gegen den Weltranglisten 28. Im letzten Jahr gewann er seinen ersten PDC-Titel, stand dann später in seinem ersten Major-Finale bei den Players Championship Finals. Die Rede ist von The Ferret, Johnny Clayton.
Go, go! Go, Johnny, go! Go! Go, Johnny, go! People passing by, they would stop and say, oh my, but that little country boy could play.
Penultimate game of the night, and it's the Ferret, Johnny Clayton. Frettchen is the German word for ferret, just in case anybody was wondering. Berndt could have told you that, the man from Bremen. The last of the four host nation qualifiers we're seeing in action. Mixed fortunes for them. Max Hopp saw off Roby John Rodriguez. We saw Martin Schindler put up one heck of a fight against Chris Dobey. But Dobey was superb and managed to come through that test, but the wall put him through. Mike Langendorf never really got going against Keegan Brown, so one of the four is through to the second round. The maximizer, the German number one. Can Berndt, the man who came through the qualifiers last night, beat Gabriel Clemens, the very dangerous World Masters semi-finalist. Can he join the maximizer in round two? The prize, not only £2,000 in ranking money, but a meeting with the world champion Rob Cross. It is Johnny Clayton, Berndt.
Johnny to throw first. Game on.
Chris Murphy and myself, Dan Dawson, commentating.
Yeah, just seen Rob Cross actually leave the building. He'd been here watching his stablemate Stephen Bunting, who was quite brilliant in his 6-0 success
125.
Christian Girdle, the only whitewash, well, so far. This and Adrian Lewis against Jordi May, Wisser still to go. Johnny Clayton, the world number 28 now. Well, what a start.
Don't look at your average, Rene. Well,
80.
He's chuckling away to himself. He's waited a while to get back on the European tour, as Rene.
Worth the wait for me.
That's more like it. Yeah, last time we saw Berndt was
60.
on the Euro Tour, the Dutch Darts Masters, September last year, where he was absolutely spellbinding in the opening stages of his game against Jimi Hendrix, and then he just could not get over the line. There was a vociferous crowd, all supporting the Dutchman. They made a heck of a racket. Jimmy used it to, well, got every last bit of help out of them he could. Captain Jimmy.
100.
And came through in the last leg decider, having survived handfuls of match darts from Berndt. It was almost inconsolable at the end of that game. He had had a couple of cracks at the Euro Tour prior to that, and failed to get past the first round. So he's hoping this is fourth time lucky.
Well, Johnny Clayton had his first crack for 2018 last weekend when he was beaten in round one by Jermaine Wattamina, hampered by a foot injury, isn't he, Johnny Clayton?
He
you
is.
see him limping back from the hockey there.
Although he was saying last night that it's certainly improved from last weekend when he really was struggling.
No score.
Well, he's lucky he's got a bit of time on his side, mainly down to the fact that Berndt opening salvo was a score of 3.
100. Johnny rewards 54.
Well, it's got to go this time, Johnny.
Game shot on the first leg. Johnny Clayton.
And go it does. 1-0 to the runner-up from the Players' Championship Finals. Back end of last year, just before the World Championship.
He was also in lighting. Hang on a minute, just going to see if
180.
Well, that's one way of putting the previous leg right, isn't it?
That's a better way to start a leg.
121.
Oh, Renee.
125.
There was an educational chat we had with Johnny Clayton last night. He was telling us about how he started playing darts as well, and he mentioned that he was
100.
somewhat mentored by the former BDO World Championship finalist Marshall James.
Big MJ.
Took him under his wing and really helped him believe, because he was just a player. He was playing rugby at the time, and he was just
39.
growing for fun now and again, and people saying, well, you're pretty good, come and join our team. And it went from there.
Yeah, he used to go the 9 miles to the pub.
83.
Marshall, I think he ran it down sort of Clonettley way. It just went from there. Very nearly a 157 checkout to add to the list of massive finishes we've seen tonight.
177.
That applies pressure.
20.
And Johnny Clayton.
On the second leg, ready. The leg is Johnny to throw first. Game on.
Find something amusing as he walked back from the hooker there. Not sure what it was.
Well, he did say if Kirk Bevins, who
97.
enjoys a 177 call, if he stuck the first 2 in the treble 20, he was planning on giving it a big wink towards Kirk before going for the treble 19, just to really ham up the 177. Now, I didn't catch if he did that. He might have chickened out, but I know he was thinking about it last night. Let's see if he does it here.
140.
The ferret might be going full Scott Rand on us here in Munich.
Well, the 177 didn't put Berndt off.
96.
As he's levelled this affair up. As you said, one host nation qualifier through.
140.
To try and double that tally.
Well, there is a general trend with René Berndt on the Euro Tour. In his very first appearance, that was the start of last year in Saarbrücken, the German darts Open.
135.
Played Adam Hunt in the first round, lost 6-3. Treble 18 for Johnny Clayton. Not going to do it, so he'll stay there. Yeah, his next appearance, the German darts Grand Prix, European darts Grand Prix, sorry. Played Matt Clark, lost 6-4. Then there was the Jimi Hendrix game, he lost 6-5, so he's getting closer.
59.
So you're saying this is going to end in a 6-all draw?
A 6-all draw. I think that's the next
logical step.
Yeah. Certainly more logical than leaving double 13, but the ferret cares not. 2-1.
The players on the set today that have been asking the darts faithful for help picking new nicknames. Maybe René Berndt could be the maximum man. But Johnny Clayton, well, the darts faithful refused to let him let go of the ferret.
180.
Never have I been prouder of the general public. They made some awful decisions when asked for their opinions.
Well, what's happening here?
125.
5 perfect darts from René Berndt.
This is the kind of thing he was doing in the early stages against Jimi Hendrix. Oh, 4 perfect darts for Johnny.
100.
Kept threatening to produce the 9. And he ended up with an absolutely enormous average, but then just couldn't get over the line.
58.
Well, that 58 may well have handed the initiative to Clayton in this leg.
99.
Slightly more makeable outshots.
Yeah, marginally so. 1 treble for Johnny gets him a dart at the ball. René needs 2 trebles to get a dart for the leg.
95.
Well, that'll do.
122.
It's that dart for the bullseye. He's going to get 1 at double 7.
Yes,
And he hits it at another huge finish. added to today's Roll of Honour, most of which have come this evening. Completely lost count.
Yeah, and what a time to do it as well. Gets the breaker throw, 12 dart leg. That's a leg on throw. Berndt started with 5 perfect darts.
140.
Still didn't win it, and that's got to hurt.
Well, this is much, much better from Johnny Clayton
81.
than what we saw last week. Superb stuff there. You see 108 average.
140.
And that's the Johnny Clayton that won a PDT title towards the back end of last year, and of course reached a major final as well.
Yeah, and it didn't come out of a clear blue sky, did it? Because not only the likes of us been talking about Gary Anderson. I remember him, I think he was on the European Tour. No, it can't have been the European Tour. One of the big tours where we've been talking up Johnny Clayton. Look, every time I come up against this lad, he is very, very dangerous. And he could do some serious damage. And lo and behold, wins his first ranking title in the PDC and makes a major final.
I wasn't sure at the time whether Gary Anderson was doing the Phil Taylor tricks. I think that day he beat him 6-0 before prediction, which is coming to be true.
57.
There is no denying that Johnny Clayton is a cracking little ferret.
Mr. Anderson is not a bad judge of player, is he? We've seen Chris Dobie in action today, a man who's taken under his wing, and he will meet Michael Smith, another one, outperforming him in the Premier League. But in this one, Johnny Clayton has been outperforming his opponent by far, but there was a chance of a break back here for Berndt.
Working his way up to the double top. That looks a good guide, didn't it? Oh, and he went over the top of it. It wasn't quite enough. Six. 5 darts, sorry, missed in this leg by Johnny Clayton. Stuck in the madhouse. Berndt to break straight back. Double 5. Can't miss inside. Doesn't miss inside. Hits it.
Signaling is ready to throw first. Game on.
Well, once again,
121.
Berndt is finding a big score at the start of a leg.
You go to the PDC scoring system, live darts data, gives you a breakdown of what each player averages with each dart. Johnny Clayton is currently averaging 40 with his first dart. And we talked about it a lot before. If you get that first dart consistently in the right place, everything becomes easier. Obviously, whether you're trying to whack in a 180, but if you're just trying to set up shots, very nearly the perfect setup from Berndt, but he's got a realistic chance here of levelling this match. Once again, he's where he wants to be, and look how easy it is for him.
140. Ready, everyone, 85.
15s or 19s? It's the 15s.
A single 20 would have left the bullseye, but he has missed the big number. A couple of times we've seen players cost themselves chances by doing that today.
98.
And Johnny Clayton, this time, is going to let his opponent off the hook.
And I think Rene might have thought he hit the single 5 rather than the treble, because he's left himself 30 here. But it doesn't matter.
Ready, so I think it's Johnny to throw first. Game on.
We have a level game. And Johnny Clayton, despite the fact he's averaging over 100 right now, finds himself in a real battle with host nation qualifier René Berndt.
He's just become embroiled in something, hasn't he? When it looked like he might well sweep the victory in the same fashion that Stephen Bunting just has, but not to be. He's going to have to work for this.
I've been impressed with René, and then certainly last time out when he played, I was very impressed with him. I thought he was just lacking that bit of experience to be able to deal with a hostile crowd. A big stage game, it is quite alien to him. But he's got something, you know.
44.
When he gets in the flow, he can be dangerous.
108.
Well, we know how dangerous Johnny Clayton can be. Looking to tee up a tie with the world champion in the second round. A man, of course, that the Ferret beat en route to the final of the Players' Championship.
Johnny Rewan, 41.
Great response from Johnny Clayton, an 11-darter. Puts himself back into the lead. René Berndt massacred in that leg.
$97.
Actually, one of the few players, and it will be
121.
a small amount, that has a winning record against the world champion Rob Cross in the PDC.
Yeah, there aren't many. Gary Anderson is the one who's famously yet to be beaten by Rob Cross.
85.
He has lost 3 times to Cross, but he's beaten him 4 times. 7 meetings between the pair. Obviously all last year, because
yeah, they haven't met a lot, haven't they?
Rob Cross only joined the tour last year.
A lot of those in board finals and Pro Tour events, which you can of course watch on PDC TV, every single Players' Championship event, all 6 UK Open qualifiers, although they're done for the year.
And we can see your face down on the Dart Show. Every episode
100.
available to view.
Feeling particularly masochistic, yes. So that's the 41. Door is ajar. And the Ferret weasel his way through.
79.
That's a frustrating one for Johnny Clayton. He'd have been better if that last dart just fell out the board. It would have been on 170.
We should have a word with James Wilson.
95.
See how he did. He was furious when he left the stage, James Wilson, earlier on.
You don't often see him angry, do you?
105. René Rewan, 96.
It's a decent setup, but Berndt had the chance to level up. And he's grabbed himself 2 darts.
Awkward.
60.
Yeah,
Did look it, didn't it?
Yeah, the first angle showed us how awkward that might have been.
This doesn't look awkward.
Yeah, left a lot of space to the left.
20. René Rewan, 36.
Now, to level this game up again, and maybe as we reach the climax of this game, René has done enough to keep it close, assuming he can pin this double. Can he? No, he can't, and I just felt that maybe at 4-all the crowd might start to get into it more. Johnny Clayton might start feeling the pressure, but he could silence him with a double 10 or a double 5.
30. René Rewan, 9.
So another opportunity. And we saw in the game before that when Martin Schindler mounted a comeback, the crowd started to get involved, and that could be about to happen again. It didn't look comfortable, but it was enough.
100.
René Berndt really did struggle with a hostile crowd in the Netherlands when he played a Dutchman last time out on the Euro Tour. He missed loads of match darts. Could the karmic balance be restored and a supportive German crowd help him get over the line here against Johnny Clayton for his first ever win on the European Tour? So Tony Alcinas earlier claimed his first ever win on the Euro Tour. Beat James Wilson.
81.
Points behind on the averages,
83.
but it doesn't matter because his finishing has been marginally better than Johnny Clayton's.
And also Johnny Clayton's average has dropped by about 8 points since he led 3-1.
Oh my word, well, he's first to a finish. Rene Berndt might be able to pull this off.
99.
Maybe the bullseye was the shot for that last dart.
And it might be the shot when he comes back, because Berndt's not taking out the Della.
58.
Johnny Clayton needs 4 19s for a shot at bull, 6 for a shot at double 6. Bullseye it is.
79.
Well, opportunity knocked.
80.
Enormous moment in this game, and it's got to be 25 and bull. Not for the first time. Rene Berndt has just pulled it left and into the 5 at a crucial moment. And he pays the price.
47. On the ninth leg.
This time, he's not handed a second chance. And if Rene Berndt is to pull this off, he's going to have to do it by breaking in a deciding leg. But he's got to win this one first on throw. And once again, nervy darts, which
25
has been the case throughout this match at times, right from the very first visit of 3.
It's been a weird case of feast or famine, hasn't it? With Rene Berndt, he'll go 3 or 4 perfect darts at the start of a leg, but then he'll have a visit of 23 or 3, or mess up with one of those darts that he's just pulling into the 5 section, and he's done it at crucial times.
95.
You wouldn't want to make a living out of predicting what score he's about to throw. You can have a go if you want.
I never get it.
100.
Go on, bit of fun.
Yeah, 180, yeah.
Yeah, you never get anything right.
It's a good-looking 60, though, wasn't it?
Well, Steve West suggested that the board was low. If it had moved it up a bit, it would have been the 180.
97.
In which case, I'll claim that as a victory. I meant this visit, by the way.
Yeah, you'd still be wrong.
100.
Well, the ferret has stolen the darts here, and he may well steal the match away, because a good set-up shot.
99.
And it's okay, but it's that 1-2-2 that we saw him take out in the 4th leg.
Oh, good timing.
122.
Pressure on this now. And that could be difficult to negotiate around, but he's found a way.
97.
But he hasn't found a way into the bullseye. This could well be the last chance for Rene Berndt. Can he take it? Yes, he can.
10th leg, Rene Berndt. 11th
Wow.
leg is Johnny to throw first. Game on.
It all comes down to a 1-leg shootout between the Welshman and the German. 10 points difference between them in the averages. It does not matter. It is all on this 1 leg.
Advantage for the player ranked inside the world's top 32.
60. 85.
Again, it's a rogue 5 that plagues Rene Berndt.
It's almost every big dart, isn't it? If he thinks, if I get another one in there, I've
140.
eliminated that advantage. And just pulls it into the 5.
He needs to fill this up. I'm not even sure ton 40 is enough here.
83.
And 83 certainly isn't. Clayton is getting handfuls of darts from 166.
$98.
68 left for the match for the Welshman. He has had to battle and scrap. And Rene is at least asking the question. He's down to a finish. It draws some applause from the German fans. They can appreciate how hard he's worked for this.
60.
Could he?
Rene require 134.
Well, he could. He might.
Oh,
94.
54 tops. That would have been showboat stuff. Clayton's finishing has not been great tonight. He's nearly bust it there. This is hard.
No score.
Too hard.
Rene
Well.
require
Johnny Clayton was racing away at the start of this match, averaging 105 with a 3-1 lead. He's just squandered a handful of match darts. Rene Berndt still got one,
32.
but he's missed the same target, a reprieve
Johnny require 8.
for the Ferrets. And
Big
this
shot.
time
Earn the match.
he gets
Johnny
the job
Clayton.
done. Not the first tenth last leg decider of this evening, but Johnny Clayton will be a very, very relieved little ferret. He will take on the world champion Rob Croft tomorrow. In the second round of the German Darts Grand Prix, we have one last match of the first round, and it features the 2-time world champion Adrian Jackpot Lewis coming up next, taking on Jordi Meerwisser. We'll just have a quick word with Johnny Clayton, and then Lewis against Meerwisser brings an end to this evening's session.
Und Johnny Clayton trifft damit morgen auf Weltmeister Rob Cross. Johnny, was not too easy to find the doubles, right?
That wasn't easy at all. Incredibly brilliant. Fair play. Pushed me to the limit. Okay, a few missed doubles, but he done what he had to do and he played very well.
How was the year 2018 so far? You played so well in the second half of the last year. Satisfied with how it's going?
Well, it's hot and cold at the moment. Some ups and some downs, and I just needed a win to get back on track, yeah.
Tomorrow you need an up against Rob Cross.
Oh yeah, we meet again, so let's see what happens, yeah.
That's cool. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Johnny Clayton. Er sagt, das Jahr 2018 ist so ein Jahr mit vielen Aufs und Abs.